what do you take with
Oh
you
yeah.
now? And do you look back and are you pleased with how it went? Because I look back on my career, I played 18 months. I was a 31st rounder, but I wasn't supposed to get drafted, right? And so I take my career as an overwhelming success because of I played Division III baseball, because I got one phone call from a D1 school out of high school, and the other phone call was uh, to a D3 school,
Mm.
and so I went the D3 route and happened to play well, happened to play a lot, happened to get drafted, and so everything that happened after getting drafted, that was my goal, right? Everything happened after that was a positive for me, and that's just how I look at it. Because if I look at my career and go, I never made it to full season, then I can certainly think it's a failure. And other guys listening to this, or other guys that we talk to, are like, I stuck in double A, or I didn't get out of double A, or I didn't get out of triple A, and my career is a failure. But when you're 16 years old and you'll go, I do anything to get to professional baseball, I think we kind of like lose sight of that sometimes. So I always ask you, like, if your career was a success, sometimes you say yes, sometimes you say, well, kinda. But I'm curious as to see, like, when you do think back on your time in baseball, um, what is it that you think of, and do you see it as an overwhelming success? Because 2.5 years in the big leagues is an overwhelming success to me. So
3.5.
three and
But
a half, but who's counting?
no, it I, I I can relate to what you were saying. Well, when I first, all right, like if I'm to be completely honest, I was more into music than baseball in high school and middle school, or leading up to that point. My family's real musical. I played the violin, growing up for like 8 years, and then in high school, I really loved baseball and I was good at it. I decided to put the violin down and just focus on baseball only because orchestra practice and baseball wouldn't work together because of scheduling. They were both immediately after school, so I went with baseball and kept playing. And then after my sophomore year, junior year, there was some buzz going around, and I guess scouts had been calling my coach, and my coach let me know, and I thought like, oh, I didn't realize I was that good to where I could play professionally. And then I got invited to go to Perfect Game in Florida, play at the Rays Stadium for a workout. That opened my eyes and showed me like, dang, there's some guys that are a lot bigger than me and more talented.
Who
Like
was
if I
there?
want to, if
Who
I
was?
want to play pro ball, Justin Upton was there,
Uh,
and I was amazed at how physical he was. He ran a 6.23 60-yard dash.
yeah, because she's the number one overall pick as a high schooler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Dropping bombs, looked like a man. Like I was hitting home runs out of there, but not as deep as him.
yeah.
Like mine were barely getting out, but I felt amazing when I did during BP hitting it out. And so did area code games, and that exposed me to a lot of scouts. And once colleges started calling, I was just ecstatic. The fact that I was making visits and getting offers to go to different colleges. I didn't see that happening, so I was just happy about that and getting to the next level. And then in college, I ended up going to Pepperdine, and when I was in college, I started taking it a lot more seriously, baseball, because I felt like I owed it to the school because I did 90% scholarship to go there. I felt like it was my job to perform. Like they're paying for my education, so it's my job to take the sport seriously. And that was the first time I was putting a decent amount of pressure on myself. Um, and then my junior year, I was getting approached by scouts, having meetings, and that's when I started to realize, like, oh man, like I might be playing pro ball. Like this is a good thing. And then I started dreaming about pro ball and figuring out like, okay, this is the kind of career that I want to have. I want to be a franchise player like Cal Ripken. Ended up signing with the Pirates and visualizing myself being with them for my whole career. I ended up getting called up, which was amazing. But everybody's goals evolve over time. Like I've talked to Chris Archer about that, and this is going to touch more on your question now. Everybody's goals change over time, and you continually set higher goals. Like Chris was talking about, all right, I got called up. Now I want to be an all star. All right, I was an all star. Like now what? What's the next goal? And so I guess I just didn't reach um, some goals, and it's tough for me to let go of that. Like when I look back, I think, man, I accomplished some awesome things, but I still wish that I did even better. I'm really happy with what the experience that I had in baseball, but I still wish that I performed even better. And I still look back and think like, well, what if I did this? What if I trained this way after this season? You know what I mean?
Are there any regrets?
Um, yeah, I wish that I had started studying hitting with the guys that I was working with my last 2 or 3 years, because I think that would have helped me make a better impression and perform even better when I was younger in the big leagues. I mean, every opportunity that you get to play at the highest level is huge, right? Like, a lot of these guys, like, all it takes is half of a season or a season now to sign a significant contract and solidify more time and opportunities in the big leagues for the following years. I was up for 2 months, did really well, and got hurt. I was out for a month and a half with a broken finger. And then by the time I came back that season in 2011, uh, I was playing sparingly and I was playing coming up off the bench. So I went from being a starter to coming up off the bench, and I had a little trouble doing that. And I just don't think that I came into spring training the following years as solid as I was for whatever reason. Other guys just outperformed me, but they still kept me in the mix.
Right.
I wish I had more opportunities to show teams what I had in the big leagues when I was 25, 6, and 7.